The morning everything shifted started warm and bright. Cinnamon, slightly burnt toast, and Mom's holiday playlist filled the kitchen. Hi, my name is Ethan. I was 17 one week from moving into my dorm. Christmas lights blinked softly along the windows. Dad sat me down like it was any normal December morning. He cleared his throat, steady and calm. We've decided to give your college fund to Sophia, he said. Her Christmas wedding and the down payment on the house can't wait. You'll figure something else out. You always do. $38,000 disappeared in one sentence. Every scholarship I'd earned, every shift at the outdoor gear shop, every year they told me it was for my future. Mom reached for my hand like this was an act of love. Sweetie, this is what family does during the holidays, she said. We support each other's dreams. I stared at the red tablecloth and felt something inside me freeze, quiet, permanent. I didn't argue. I didn't cry. I walked upstairs and pulled out the duffel I'd hidden weeks earlier. It took 10 minutes to pack my entire life. By 4 o'clock that afternoon, I stepped into the cold December air. Christmas lights glowed behind me as the front door closed. I walked out quietly, but something in me stayed frozen from that morning. You're watching Echoes of Life. Thanks for being here. Before we continue, tell me in the comments where you're watching from, city, state, or country, and one detail about your setup. Couch, bus, late night shift, anything. The dorm felt smaller than I'd imagined. Fresh paint, thin walls, one narrow window. My new roommate looked up from her tablet. You must be Ethan, she said. I'm Maya. She shook my hand like we were signing paperwork. West Jordan, senior design major, zero filter. Within minutes she knew why I'd left home. I hadn't planned on telling her, the words just spilled out. The first months hit harder than winter. Classes started at 8 a.m. No excuses accepted. My freelance inbox stayed painfully empty. Every dollar I'd saved went straight to tuition. I lived on 99-cent ramen for weeks. Some days I skipped dinner completely. One client paid half for a logo and ghosted. Another canceled a full rebrand 2 days before the deadline. I pulled all-nighters in the library basement. Fluorescent lights buzzed like they were tired too. Maya found me asleep on my keyboard once. She didn't say anything, just set a coffee beside me. For $100 a month felt like winning the lottery. I stretched grocery money the same way I stretched layouts. Outside, Christmas displays lit up Boise's downtown. Inside, my bank account slid toward zero. I'd blocked Mom, Dad, and Sophia the night I left, but my cousin Lily still had me on her private holiday story. That's how I saw everything. Dad posing with a brochure under twinkling lights. Non-refundable deposit secured at the Sun Valley Resort. Mom zooming in on the ring. Look at that sparkle. Sophia in a fitting room, veil brushing fake snow. Living my dream. Thank you, Mom and Dad. Each post felt like a small cut across an already bruised spot. I refreshed anyway, even when it hurt. Maya caught me staring at the screen one night. You don't have to torture yourself like that, she said. I shrugged. It's motivation. She raised an eyebrow but let it go. Holiday music echoed through the dorm hallway. Everyone else seemed excited for December. I was just trying to make rent. I didn't know those cold nights would shape everything that came after. One night around 3 a.m. I hit my limit. The dorm was silent except for the heater clicking in the corner. I opened Lightroom and dragged my best winter edits together. Snow ridges, frozen trails, golden light breaking through cold clouds. 20 photos in total. I turned them into a preset pack called Evergreen Glow. Price, $25. I expected nothing, maybe one pity sale from another broke student. Instead, 9 people bought it the first week. 51 the second. The third week my phone vibrated nonstop on the desk. 203 downloads overnight. A big winter travel page used my preset and tagged me. Comments flooded in from strangers asking for tutorials. My PayPal balance looked unreal for a December morning. I didn't celebrate. I just bought real groceries for the first time in months. Bread, eggs, actual fruit. A Christmas miracle by my standards. That same afternoon a thick envelope waited in my dorm mailbox. Sophia's Winter Wonderland wedding invitation. Embossed in silver. A separate card listed the registry like a luxury catalog. $7,000 espresso machine, designer cookware, and a holiday contribution toward their down payment in Eagle, Idaho. I tossed the entire thing straight into the recycling bin. Sophia's fiancé Jordan had always felt off to me. New luxury car every holiday party. Big talk about flipping condos in Vegas. Nothing ever matched when I Googled his name. Once at a family barbecue he cornered Dad in the garage. 10 grand quick turnaround guaranteed. Dad wrote the check that night. The wedding itself was a spectacle. I saw it through Lily's accidental live stream. Snow machines blowing fake flurries across the aisle. A choir singing Christmas hymns behind ice sculptures. Sophia in a white gown so bright the camera struggled. Mom hovering close, filming every sparkle. Someone walked through what used to be my bedroom. Now a bridal suite filled with white roses. I watched for a minute then closed the stream. Maya glanced over from her desk. "You good?" "Yeah," I said. It was easier than explaining everything. Outside, holiday music played across campus. Students carried peppermint lattes and wrapped gifts. I opened my laptop and kept editing. Every curve, every shadow, every snow highlight. Clean. Sharp. Expensive. Mine. I didn't know their perfect holiday wedding was already cracking under the lights. If this happened in your family, what would you do? Comment 1 to keep the peace quietly or 2 to confront the truth, and tell me why below. 30 days after the wedding my phone lit up at 6 a.m. A message from Lily. "Call me now. It's bad." I sat on the dorm floor, coffee still cold, and called her immediately. Lily didn't waste time. Sophia came home early from their honeymoon trip. Found Jordan on the couch with another woman, who has a 4-year-old son. Turns out Jordan is the father. Bank statements were scattered across the kitchen island. $42,000 in cash advances to casinos. $38,000 wired to an account in Nevada. Furniture budget gone. Wedding gifts returned for cash. Sophia filed for divorce that same week. No kids, no real shared property. No waiting period in Idaho. A judge stamped the marriage over before New Year's cards arrived. The updates kept coming whether I wanted them or not. Sophia hasn't left her bed in days. Mom canceled the country club membership. Jordan's already in Phoenix. His new girlfriend is posting Sedona sunsets. That same week Evergreen Glow crossed 1,000 sales. Photographers from Europe and Japan used my snow tones. A small outdoor brand emailed at midnight. "We want a full winter rebrand. Offer $3,000. I stared until my eyes burned. Then paid rent 2 months ahead and took Maya out for real dinner instead of ramen. Then Mom called at 2:17 a.m. I let it go to voicemail. Her voice shook through the speaker. "Ethan, honey, please call us. Sophia's falling apart. Jordan disappeared. We don't know what to do. We need you." I deleted the message and went to bed. 10 days later a letter from First Security Bank arrived at my parents' house. Default notice on a $450,000 mortgage. Mom and Dad had co-signed to help the newlyweds buy their dream home. The next envelope listed 12 credit cards in Sophia's name. Total balance $120,000. American Express alone held $38,000 in casino charges. Mom called again that night. This time I picked up. "The bank says foreclosure in 90 days, she whispered. "Your father's retirement is tied to the house. Please come home. Just talk to us. Sophia hasn't eaten." I sat on my apartment floor surrounded by proof sheets. "That money you're trying to save," I said. "That was my college fund." Silence pressed through the line. "This is different," she said finally. "This is the whole family." I ended the call, opened a housing website, and by Friday signed a lease in Meridian. I moved in with an air mattress and my camera gear. I opened a new savings account labeled, "Never Again." Their crisis didn't have to become my holiday obligation. The first and only time I went back, winter felt heavier. I parked on the street, watching my breath fog the windshield. Dad opened the door before I could knock. He looked smaller inside his old sweater. "Come in, Ethan," he said. Sophia sat on the couch in an oversized hoodie, eyes swollen. Mom stood beside her clutching a crushed tissue. "Sit please," Mom said. Dad cleared his throat like it was a business meeting. "We need to talk about the mortgage. We're 4 payments behind. The bank is talking foreclosure." I stayed standing near the hallway, coat still on. "I'm only here for my passport," I said. "It's in the safe." Mom's eyes filled, but she didn't move closer. "You knew Jordan was trouble," she said. "Why didn't you warn us?" I looked at Sophia instead. She stared at a worn spot on the carpet. I was 17 when you chose him, I said. You didn't listen to me about anything else. Why would this be different? Dad rubbed his temples. We just need help for a few months. You're freelancing, right? A few hundred here and there. I almost laughed, but the sound never came. Sophia whispered, I'm sorry, Ethan. I didn't know he'd do this. I walked to Dad's office, opened the safe, took my passport from under insurance folders and leftover wedding programs, and slipped it into my pocket. I stopped in the doorway on my way out. That $450,000 loan, I said. That $120,000 in credit cards. That started with the $38,000 that was supposed to be my college fund. The silence landed heavier than the snow outside. Dad tried one last time. Family helps family. I shook my head. You taught me exactly how it works, I said. And I learned. Mom reached for my sleeve. Please stay for dinner. Just tonight. I looked at the table carefully set for 4. The same table where they'd traded my future away. I already ate, I said, hand on the doorknob. My phone buzzed as I stepped onto the porch. An email notification. Peak Pulse Winter Division exclusive partnership offer. 6 figures up front, full creative control. I hit accept before the cold reached my fingers. Back in my apartment, I sat on the floor. Numbers glowed on my laptop screen. For the first time, they felt like leverage, not panic. I moved extra dollars into the Never Again account, then opened a new project file and kept working. For once, I chose exactly where my rescue went. The last time I drove past the old neighborhood, early December snow covered everything. Gray sky, cold wind across the windshield. I slowed when the house appeared. A bright orange foreclosure sign stood in the frozen lawn. No lights, no wreath, just emptiness. A moving truck waited in the driveway. Dad carried a cardboard box down the steps, coat hanging loose on his shoulders. Mom followed with one suitcase and a plastic bin. Lily had texted earlier. Sophia works at a little nail salon now, holiday specials $20 a set. Most of her old friends stopped replying. She deleted all the wedding photos. I didn't answer. Some things don't need replies. That same month, Everlight Creative opened our Portland office. 3 floors, warm lights, mountains through the windows. My business partner Braden and I signed the lease on a snowy afternoon. I changed my number after the move. No forwarding address. Maya threw a small rooftop send-off. Hot cider, quiet music, snow drifting sideways. Someone asked, ever think about going back someday? I looked at the city lights below us. Never, I said. Some doors stay closed for good reasons. Some bridges burn cleaner than you expect. Here's what the whole story taught me. Never be anyone's backup plan. Never let them trade your future for their moment. Because when they need you again, they'll pretend they never pushed you out in the first place. I built my life exactly where they expected me to break. Every project, every contract, every winter shoot confirms it. I wasn't too small. They just never looked closely. They taught me my worth by underpaying me. So I raised my price. If this resonated, please like the video, share it with someone who's exhausted from carrying everyone else, and subscribe to Echoes of Life so you don't miss the next one.